Hey, so as I said, we are making this thank you card today, and we're using 2 of the Sale-a-bration sets to do it, the Corner Bouquet and the Heal Your Heart. So we will get started. There's quite a bit of stamping with this one because we are going to use the bouquet stamp, and then we're going to use the little flower stamp to create all the different flowers in the bouquet. And after I made this card, I realized I used Pear Pizzazz ribbon that isn't available anymore. So I took the crinkle seam binding ribbon and I dragged it through the stamp, the ink pad, so that I have ribbon that matches. And that's the nice thing about the crinkled seam binding ribbon. You can ink it up, you can use your Stampin' Blends, you can use whatever you like on it to color it. And it holds true. So to make the card, we are going to need a card base. I used Misty Moonlight. We are going to need a 5 1/4 by 4 in the DSP, and I used the Forever Greenery DSP. And then we're going to need a Misty Moonlight mat cut 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. And then we need a piece of white cardstock so that we can build our card front on it. And we're using the stitched rectangle die that is 3 inch by 4 1/2 inches. So we will get started because it's going to take just a little bit of stamping to get this one done today. So I used Misty Moonlight, Pear Pizzazz, Melon Mambo, and Mango Melody as my flower colors. So I am going to ink up my stamp, and because it's larger than the ink pad is, I'm inking it this way so I make sure I've got good coverage. And then I'm just going to put it down kind of straight on in a corner, just like that. Now this is where it takes just a little bit of time to get this all sorted out, because each of the flowers we need to stamp 3 times. We only need to ink up once, but then we can just stamp it 3 times. And then it creates a little set of flowers on the top of the greenery. And you can do some inside the greenery if you want to, and then just wherever you like. And then you clean off your stamp and close your ink pad. You know the deal, if Lorraine doesn't close her ink pads, then Lorraine gets ink on her fingers. So then I'm going to add some Melon Mambo flowers in. And the Melon Mambo is very bright and juicy, so it's really nice for doing these. And you just, wherever you think you'd like flowers, and if you stop and you go back later and you think, oh, you know, I'd kind of like some more there, go back and put some more. It is not a big deal. You can do whatever you like. You may see this and go, oh, well, hey, you know what? If I did this instead, that's perfect. That's absolutely wonderful if you go off in your own direction. Now, the Mango Melody is the 3rd value when you stamp it away is quite light. So I actually, when I went in, I did full value twice and then just the 2nd value once. So I'm just going to put another one there and maybe just fill in a little bit down here. So I'm quite happy with how that looks. So I'm going to close my ink pad. I'm going to run this through, and I need to close my Pear Pizzazz. I'm going to run this through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss. And put a cutting plate down, put that down on an angle. Again, we don't want to put a straight edge through the blade or through the rollers. We are just wanting to put it through on an angle. So we're going to do that. We are going to cut a little bit of it off, but it's not a lot. So we're just going to sandwich that up and run it through. And there you go. Because we ran it through at an angle, there was no big clunking and slamming as it went through, so that's good. throw that piece away, and then we just have to gently just nudge this out, and there we go. And now we can stamp our thank you on it. I waited to stamp the thank you until I'd actually cut it out, and that way I can just make sure that I've got it the way I want it in here. And I am going to just put it right down there like that. It's overlapped the flowers a little bit. I did it in slightly different place than I placed the other one. So let me just close my ink pad up, and then we just need to layer up the card. I am going to put the ribbon on just so I don't forget, really. That's the only reason I'm going to do it now, because otherwise I'll layer up the card and completely forget to put the ribbon on. So I've just stuck it down on one side, and I'm just going to bring it round and pop it down on the other side. Now I did a bow on this, and I'll do the bow at the end. And I've got the 5 1/4 by 4 white cardstock to go on the inside. So I'm just going to layer up the front of the card with the Forever Greenery DSP. There we go. And then I will put down the Misty Moonlight, again cut to 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. And this one just takes a little bit extra just to place it, because it's not exactly that 1/8 all the way around. Now I am going to dimensionalize the front of the card, just gives it a little bit of interest. And I'm just going to pop the dimensionals over top of that ribbon. It helps hold it in place. I'll just peel off my backings there. And I always have to double check which way around I've got the card so that I put the front on correctly. And I am just going to center this and drop it down. There we go. Now, as you know from previous videos, I am not very clever with doing the bows. They usually end up taking me 1 or 2 tries to do, but I'm going to do the bunny ears. And then I'm just going to fold it over and push it through. And there we go. So that one worked that time. Yay! So we'll just pull that tight. I always do these a bit longer so that I can just adjust them to where I'd like them to be. Okay, and then I'm just going to trim this one end off. And just like that, and the other end too, just a little bit. And I am going to use just a sticky dot to attach the bow. Just stick it on like that. Peel it off, and then we place it on as if it's tying up the bouquet a little bit, so it's at a bit of an angle. So there you go. That is your thank you card created with the Corner Bouquet stamp set and the Heal Your Heart stamp set, both Sale-a-bration items. In Canada, when you spend $60, you can get one of these items free. So that is the card. If there is anything that you would like to purchase from this video, please use the links below, and we will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching.